Trailing under here now. And my full TP is at 851. So this black one. Trailing under here now. And I'm stopped right there. Guys, so let's go ahead and break this trade down. I'm going to be taking you guys through all the steps I use to take every trade. So it starts off with drawing liquidity, zone, standard deviation, extra confluences, and then my entry model. So let's start off with step number 1 right here, which is drawing liquidity. Going into the day, you guys see the time is 9:25. My drawing liquidity were these highs right here, trend line liquidity. And then we have previous day high right here, this high right here. And then the consequent encroachment or midpoint of this 4-hour wick right here, which is what I have zoned out. Right? So that's my drawing liquidity going into the day. So after that, step number 2 is me to find a zone to get into this level, and it has to match up with the standard deviation. So what I do is I go into my lower time frame and I'm looking for a manipulation leg. So right over here, we get a manipulation leg right here. I draw my standard dev and it gives me 2.5 below these lows and 3.5 on this order block, which lines up with true day open. So these are the 2 zones that I was looking to take a long off of. Right? So now we have step 1 and 2. And kind of 3 a little bit, halfway there. We have our drawing liquidity right here. We have our zone with these lows and this order block. And then we have our extra confluence with the standard deviation, but we still need more extra confluence. So let's continue on and see what happens. Price opens, sweeps this high, starts trading down, and then it comes and takes out this low. Right here, we have an SMT. So I'm going to go ahead, mark that out. So I'm trying to get in price right here, and I'm waiting for my entry model, which is a BPR or a market structure shift, and I don't get it. I don't have any entry model. Price sweeps right here. Break of structure, right? We have our first presented fair value gap over here on this fair value gap, and then we have a volume imbalance going straight through it, right? So I'm setting my limit on here and I'm targeting this high up here. This is the 4-hour consequent encroachment of the wick and the low resistance liquidity run. Unfortunately though, we never get tapped on this entry, right? It zooms off a little bit and it keeps going. So let's fast forward a little bit more and see what we're waiting for. Anytime that an entry leaves me and it distributes or displaces a lot and there's still room for us to go up, like there's still room for us to get to this high and then the 4-hour wick, what I like to do is I like to take a second stage entry, but I don't take it just anywhere willy-nilly. Like I'm not gonna just look at this fair value gap right here and just take a shit off this fair value gap. What I'm going to do is wait for an SMT or some form of manipulation on the bottom side to tell me that price is ready to react and go upward. So let's drop down to my 15-second time frame and just zoom forward a little bit. Chop, 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 blah, 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 blah. And then on this low right here, price created that SMT, right? So this is my trigger to say, okay, Rob, let's go long. So right after I get that, I place my limit on the bottom of this 15-second fair value gap. I place my stop. This body's low. And my target is this high. After this, it's just about what is it called? Just about managing the trade. So I get in at 10:03 and I'm just managing the trade. So right on this break right here, I go break even. And then we are past our first draw. So this high right here is the first area that I'm looking to TP price at, right? So after this high gets taken, I'm expecting a reversal. So I start trailing my stop loss up to lock in some profits. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that right now. So price keeps moving. Break down, and I trail my first stop up to here. So what do we have right now? We have 3.31 RR secured. After that, I'm going to keep trailing until it reaches my take profit. I get another trail in right here. I get another trail, and I'm pretty sure I trailed again up here. Yeah, so my last trail was up here. Price takes this out, and that is 5.4 5.4 RR secured on this last trail. So basis of the moral of the story is you guys want to make sure that you're following the strategy and that everything that whenever you take a trade, everything that you wanted to see happen beforehand actually happens. So for me, I want to draw the liquidity, a very obvious one, clear, like it's heading there. I want to be confident in that drawing liquidity. Then I want a zone. I like my zones to be double confluence, which means, either we have, a standard div in the zone, or we just have a zone, like we have a zone and another zone overlapping it. I just like my zones to be double confluenced. Like today, the zone was double confluenced because we have a liquidity sweep and then an SMT on it. So it was the low, and then that zone got double confluenced by the SMT. So I like to have a double confluence zone. Then I like to have my standard div to line up with it. And then on top of that, what I like to have is, and then after that, I like to just have my entry model. So that's all you have to do. You have to just lock in your criteria on the trade and then make sure you're executing that criteria. So yeah, as you guys can see, very nice trade. We didn't take full TP, but we got pretty close to it. Price actually ended up continuing all the way to previous day's high, and I think it's rejecting a little bit now. But, we took our piece of the pie and we're not mad at it. So, yeah, good trade. I'll see you on the next one.